Yo, it's Flo. Come in for some mo. Look in the dough. Just finished the show. Y'all, that's not my anointing. I'm called simply to tell you every day that you're loved and lovable, that you've always been loved and lovable, and that you're always going to be loved and lovable no matter what. And I'm coming to the conclusion that all things are truly possible to those who believe in themselves. All things are truly possible to those who believe in themselves. Those who choose to apply Dr. Flo's third principle. You have to see it for yourself. You have to believe that all things are possible for you. Holding this idea that we have in our community using the law of attraction that all things are possible, you have to just believe that. I never believed that I was worthy of being the executive director of a 501c3 while doing all of the things that they do. I never believed myself to be worthy of having a world tour, even though I do all the things that a world tour artist would do. You have to believe in yourself, and you have to see it for yourself today. I want to let you know that I am delighted to discover new areas of myself. That's the answer to the question from pre-show. I'm delighted to be peeking into new nooks and crannies of my I am. I'm grateful to be solidly standing in my I am while also paying attention to the ways in which my feelings are. They're knee-jerk feelings. Welcome to the stage, Moose. It's good to see you, precious dog. Has anyone in the room ever practiced being offended? And practiced being offended so much to where you're easily offended by everything and everybody? Have you ever practiced resentment to where it's so easy to be resentful of the world and governments and people and places and ideas and things because you practice resentment? I, in my life, had become habituated and well rehearsed and practiced at being resentful of my conditions and even resentful of my path. How else would a guy be doing all of the things that a non-for-profit does and doing all of the humanitarian work and not step into the positioning to get the money? But I feel, which is our affirmation for the day, I feel myself moving out of my own way. I feel myself stepping into the vibration of my true inheritance. I feel myself ready to inhabit and receive all the good that I desire today and forevermore, as above, so below. And I feel unstoppable. That's actually probably what this is. We've been meditating so much for months on freedom. You can't meditate day after day after day. That's why we talk about the power of fascination here all the time. You cannot meditate day after day after day on freedom and not eventually step into it. You can't have conversations about growing and build in accountability strata and structures for that freedom and not inhabit it. Y'all got to pay attention today to what you're paying attention to and where your feelings are taking you. If you start feeling freedom and start entertaining only conversations of freedom and start taking phone calls around freedom, if you start doing that, Those got to come back too, Tara. There was a point where several times a day I was dropping reels that just talked about freedom. That's something that's got to come back. Remember the B reels? B, bringing people into a space of being. All that will increase your personal power. And that's all we're here to do in the world. We're here to increase your personal power as we increase our own. And not everybody's interested in increasing their personal power. Some people like the groove of complaining. But we are doing, being, and having more. Could you tell me, please, someone, when to stop shuffling these cards so we can use them to take us deeper into our sacral chakra today?
Stop.
Thank you. Top or bottom? We're joined by, and how many from the top or bottom if we're doing that today? We're joined by Tara Praolo Studio, my vocal captain, interim and acting chief admin and operations officer for Love and Action Network.
We'll figure out where we are. Second from the top, please.
The cards, second from the top, got it. The cards, not these, but the cards of life went up in the air and they're just falling. And we're going, oh.
Right.
Wouldn't it be nice to start a nonprofit?
Wouldn't it be nice?
Today's card is Water My Dreams.
Well.
Mm-hmm. Water My Dreams. Thanks everybody for stopping by over on TikTok as well. We're grateful for your presence and your love. All I desire is on its way to me, but like a seed, my dreams too must be watered. My belief and determination is what makes them grow. I will be patient throughout this journey. It is all unfolding at the perfect time. Oh my gosh, so good. All I desire is on its way to me, but like a seed, my dreams too must be watered. My belief and determination is what makes them grow. I will be patient throughout this journey. It is all unfolding at the perfect time. I will be patient. Being patient, folks, taps you into a space of peace. Affirming over yourself, I am patient, and actually allowing that to wash over you for real, not like I'm patient, then check the mailbox again. I'm patient, check the mailbox again. I'm talking about that kind of energy. I'm talking about actually embracing the stillness and the peace that comes with knowing that everything is going to unfold exactly as it's meant to. This present moment that we're sharing, I really like myself in this green. I like myself in this green a lot. She can stay. Can she not? It's very nice with the.
I said this morning that you were all dressed up. It's the first thing I said when I came in the TikTok live this morning. I said, oh, we're all dressed up because of the green. It's beautiful.
It's Angie, styled by Angie of TikTok. Y'all know I have zero fashion sense and even fewer cares, because I know that in perfect time, if I'm patient, Poppy Water is going to put me in the most ridiculous on stage and on red carpet looks. Lewks, looks that you kids have ever seen. All that I desire is on its way to me, but like a seed, my dreams too must be watered. My belief and determination is what makes them grow. I will be patient throughout this journey. It is all unfolding at the perfect time. I want to encourage you all to press into this energy of patience because it will make you feel calm. And on Mondays, after being rooted in our I am, Thank you to the lovely House of Mommy Water, Poppy Water, and StarlightMysticBotanica.com for elevating the day one pillar. And now we're in day 2 of the week. I feel being led by our intuitive wisdom and guidance, being led by our emotional wellness, being led by our ability to accept change, choosing to focus and tap into our joy, energy, and success. Good morning, Isaiah. You're loved and lovable. Tapping into the idea of Kuji Chagulia, this idea of self-determination. Remember that discipline is self-love in motion. This idea that you can love yourself enough to spark a fire of determination to accomplish your dreams. I'll say it one more time for the people in the back. You can love yourself enough. Okay. This is not about beating yourself down. A lot of us come from places and traditions. I come from the cult of Christ. I'm a recovery member of the cult of Christ. A lot of us come from traditions where the only way we were able to be kind people or do nice things is being afraid that the flames of hell, Mordor, or any other dark place was going to get us. We're no longer motivated by that. We're no longer focused on what we're running away from. We're focusing on the love in us that allows us to love ourselves enough to be determined in the things we say we want and desire in life. Discipline is self-love in motion. You can eat foods like nuts and seeds and oranges and pumpkins. You can pray into crystals like carnelian, moonstone, orange calcite, and sunstone. And you can affirm these 2 words over yourself today. I feel. A lot of people are affirming all sorts of things. Every time someone says to you, I don't feel good, that's an affirmation that calls in a lack of health and stability to their health. Every time someone says to you, I feel like someone's out to get me, things like that. These are all conjurings and affirmations that put in motion this paranoia that you really don't need to have in your life in order to be a loved and lovable human at all. You don't need to be killing your own joy. You don't need to be killing your own pleasure. You don't need to be at war with your emotions and stuck inside of yourself as it relates to expressing your needs. You can step into a healthy pleasure principle today. You can step into a creative element, knowing that you are co-creating your life with the universe. That for those of you who believe in a higher power, if you choose that, how about co-creating? Not leaving all of the creation and all of the fun up to the universe. I wonder when was the last time that Sky Daddy had a nice slice of pizza? And did it taste good to Sky Daddy? Or is the responsibility of having yummy pizza something that God is doing through me? Yum, yum, yum. You're able to be a co-creator with the universe and also emotionally expressive. Things are not going to get stuck in yourself anymore. Things are not going to get stuck in. I love Tara. I've never heard Tara, who's joining us today on stage. I never heard Tara. We got receipts of this. These are recorded conversations, loved and lovable. Never heard her up until now, talk about energetics. I said, Where are we on the map? And why is the compass doing one of these numbers, like in the movies at the North Pole? It just gotta.
It's Jack Sparrow's compass. It points to what your heart desires.
Can we talk about creative energetics and the power of feeling on a Monday, or is it just too early to be at the deep end of that Olympic pool?
We're always at the deep end of the Olympic pool because we're starting a 501c3. So here we are. And we're delighted about it.
We are delighted. We are delighted. We're delighted.
We're delighted.
Because we're going to actually get lentils to the people.
Right. And coffee.
And coffee and joy.
And
salads and songs and dance and tears.
Yes.
There are people who are walking around today who don't have access to their tears. And if they only just cried like one good time for the things that they've endured for the last 20 years, they would feel an energetic flow. Like I actually work with people in the community who we cry together and then they have a better week.
Yeah. Because you got to release. You got to release your energy, folks. Like, what do I want to say about energetics, creative energetics today? I think I want to say that those of you that are blocking or denying the energy that you bring to a space because maybe you're afraid of your own energy, you're afraid of your own power, or you're fearful about what other people will say, my encouragement to you is to just let out whatever that energy is. Whatever you are feeling, it is never too much or too little, or it's always just right. And so we control our own energies, and those are the only energies that we can control. So you might as well give yourself a leg up and control those energies, right? And I think for creatives, again, a lot of times, pause. I'm worried. There's an Amazon man and I'm worried about the dog. Hang on.
Life is good. While we're pausing, I'll tell you about this wonderful organization called Love and Action Network, a organization of love that's on path to 501c3 status to encourage, equip, and empower the people. If you'd like to become an early member of the work that we're doing, go to lovedandlovable.org. You'll be able to meet folks like Tara, Starlight Mystic, Snacks, Poppy Water, and the rest of our team that's growing together to leave a legacy of healing that stretches for 10 generations and back 10 generations. And so if you're interested in partnering with that, if you're into a freedom vibration, if you're into a growth vibration, if you're into a becoming better kind of vibration, we have an open invite with programs running every day of the week and open opportunities to connect 24/7 in our network of love. Did we clear Amazon?
We cleared Amazon. We only got one little growl. All good. And yes, thank you for the commercial break. I think that a lot of people are scared of being in their power. And I see this, in the singers that I work with, in the clients that I work with, in terms of brand coaching, which is really not brand coaching. It's much more than that. It's creative liberation coaching and trying to get people their voices free, lift every voice, because that's what I believe. Right. And I really want to encourage you all that this energy that Dr. Flo was talking about early this morning, right, in the very first live, about, kind of not wanting or being almost disappointed. And I may be putting some words in Dr. Flo's mouth, but I know I have felt this way in the past, of having to step into this like leadership competitive space that we don't necessarily like to occupy. And, for a long time, for basically my entire life, people have asked me to lead, and I sort of shove it off. And Dr. Flo has experienced this for me. Like he'll tell me something or say, like, you could be a celebrity voice coach, and I'm like, leave it to somebody else, or Terry, you got to put out this album. So shouldn't somebody else be singing it that's darker? Shouldn't these other people out here be getting this opportunity? And the reality is that those people, or you, if you're that person, the only thing preventing you from getting from, oh, somebody else deserves it, or, oh, someone else can lift it, or, oh, there's better leaders, there's better whatever, there's better singers, there's better da 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 da. The only thing that gets you out of that space is your energy, right? And when you finally do accept that your energy is exactly what it is, that you are enough as you are in whatever energetic state you are embodying in that moment, you can then take on what other people are asking of you, right? I mean, for years, right? All we have asked, and still Dr. Flo this morning even too was like, where he asked me, where do you want to be? And the reality is Dr. Flo is the CEO. So I can tell Dr. Flo my strengths, and he knows them, but he gets to put me where that is convenient for him and where it is useful for him, because he is the CEO, right? And in my own life, in my own CEO-ship, in my own building of a business, my energetics were never quite like, oh, Tara, you can occupy this space, right? You are enough to occupy this space. My energetics were always, there's somebody else. I can just pay somebody that's darker than me. I can just pay this other brown soprano. I can just pay, finally, sometime in the separation between me and Dr. Flo, I said, I don't think anybody else is doing it. I don't see it. Nobody here everybody in the Twin Cities wants to yell and scream about how every company has harmed them and doesn't pick them. But are they sending an email to get a group of people together? No. So I'm the only person that I see. So I might as well work on my energetics and work on my feelings and try to embody that leadership role that other people have been asking me for 20 years, So to wrap this up, the only thing stopping you is trying to figure out your energetics. You are the thermostat. You set it. And Dr. Flo talks about this a lot. You set it for yourself and therefore others, right? Not everybody has to be comfortable in your environment. Not everybody has to be comfortable at 72 degrees. Not everybody has to be comfortable at 67 degrees like my house is. Not everybody has to be comfortable in dry climates. Not everybody has to be comfortable in wet climates. Not everybody has to be comfortable. That's not the point, right? Because the point is we can pack our suitcases and go somewhere that feels better, right? If we don't align with that thermostat, if we don't align with that environment that's around us, we pack our suitcases and we leave. And that's okay. But you got to be the thermostat. And we all have to be that in whatever smallness or bigness we're building. We all have to be our own thermostats. That's all.
Ooh, so powerful. So powerful. Marianne Williamson says, our deepest fear is not that we are inadequate. Our deepest fear is that we are powerful beyond measure. It is our light, not our darkness, that most frightens us. We ask ourselves, who am I to be brilliant, gorgeous, talented, fabulous? Actually, who are you not to be? You are a child of higher power. Your playing small does not serve the world. There's nothing enlightened about shrinking so other people won't feel insecure around you. We are all meant to shine as children do. We are born to make manifest the glory of God that is within us. It's not just in some of us, it's in everyone. And sorry for that flip. We were born to make manifest the glory of higher power, the glory of love, the glory of whatever y'all want in here, whatever makes you happy. It's not just in some of us, that light, that fire, that power, it's in everyone. And as we let our own light shine, we unconsciously give other people permission to do the same. As we are liberated from our own fear, our presence automatically liberates others. Listen, y'all, I love broadcast journalism. I love broadcast journalism anchored in love. We produce a lot of broadcast journalism here anchored in love. But it's really, for me, more than that flex, allowing those who pass by to see us standing in our liberation. Beyond this kink that I have with amplification and spreading voices and putting light on people who are doing great work, it's mostly, I'm mostly brought here by the fact that someone needs to see us saying ceasefire on a camera. Feels good for me to say and express, but someone needs to see it demonstrated. Someone needs to see us standing in our light. It gives them permission to say, I can do it too. And we see this in our community. Poppy Water and I were talking about it last night. Everybody here is a streamer. Everyone has the capacity to build their own shows and to produce their own content. All of us here, strategically so. But that's a permission that we consistently and constantly give to each other. Did you want to riff a little bit as I go and grab the melody about this unconscious permission that we give or that we pick up from those of us?
I actually think the melody, I was just reading through it, and I think it plays in right here. So I can go ahead and read it, day 2.
Yes, you are here to read. Thank you so much. Ice cream's so good.
Yes. So those of you that missed Waiting to Exhale yesterday, be sure to go listen to it. You can find it on the podcast / newsletter. But Poppy Wata read day 1. This is week 6. We are doing Power in Action. And as I always recommend, you should have it for all of Daily Boost. But if you don't get it at the beginning of Daily Boost, go get it now. And go get your notebook, go get your notes app, whatever. Because I really think day 2 kind of plays into what we're talking about and talking around right now. So it says, remember the old Chinese handcuffs thing? A friend reminds me when I get stuck doing the same thing over and over, even though whatever I'm doing doesn't work. A Chinese handcuff is a toy, a small bamboo tube about 4 inches long. You stick an index finger in each end, and then when you pull, you're trapped. The harder you pull, the more stuck you get. Your instinctive reaction, I need y'all to hear this part. Your instinctive reaction, not the handcuffs, keeps you trapped. To set yourself free, you have to take certain steps. Letting go isn't enough. You have to relax, then gently push in before you can pull yourself loose. When my friend tells me to remember the Chinese handcuffs thing, he's reminding me that sometimes taking action means relaxing and doing the opposite of what our instincts tell us to do. The application of the week. If we have tried to do something 100 times and the way we're doing it hasn't worked, it probably still won't the next time. It may be time to take action and do something else. I'll read that application one more time. If we have tried to do something 100 times and the way we're doing it hasn't worked, it probably still won't work the next time. It may be time to take action and do something else. So I'll speak in my own experience, but I know some of Dr. Flo's experience over the last 3 years and the last 6 years, as he has told me, in the last 12 years, in the last 25 years, right? I have tried to get people in conversation because I wholeheartedly believe that the world, the solve to getting everyone free is that we just sit down and talk to each other. Literally have a conversation with each other, have the hard conversations with each other. It is why my tagline is, I talk about the ish and push you to do the same, because I cannot fathom why people are not talking to each other. And I said this to one of my very good friends the other night. I said, where are people talking? I am desperate for people to be talking. And I have tried over and over and over and over again to do it in my Instagram stories, to get it in the comments, to do it over on TikTok, to do it on Facebook, to do da da da. I've tried it over and over and over again. I try to write the captions. I try to engage people. I try to have the DM conversation. I've tried it. And when I go back to it, I get frustrated because it's the same thing over and over and over and over and over again, and it does not work. So what was something different that I chose to do? A Slack channel, right? To pull people into where they can actually have a conversation with other people, or at least in the eyes of other people, even if they're not engaging, right? And that's something different than the Instagram stories. That's something different than the comment section on Facebook. That's something different than going into these radicalized spaces, with white supremacist people or transphobic people, and how some other people choose to liberate themselves, right? And you have to, you just have to choose what you are willing to stop trying. And I think that's such an important distinction, because, and Dr. Flo, I'm sure you have met people like this and have had students like this. I have certain students that continue to sing a certain way. They continue to sort of beat their heads up against a wall. They continue to shout. They continue to belt and scream and like just really, never relax. And I say to them every single time I see them, hey, what if we didn't? What if we tried it a different way? And there is so much resistance to that ideology of just trying it a different way. And I am as stubborn as they come, y'all. Like, if y'all know two things about me, is that I'm honest and that I am incredibly stubborn. You will not tell me what to do. No, it's not happening, right? I'm stubborn. But I go back to this, your instinctive reaction, not the handcuffs, keeps you trapped. My instinctive reaction when I go back over to Instagram and start engaging in Instagram, which is still to this day my favorite platform. My reaction when I go there and I post something and I get very little engagement, or it doesn't quite work the way that I'm envisioning like the conversation happening, is to get bored. That's my instinctive reaction. How many times Flo's shaking his head, because how many times have I come into your DMs, Flo, and said, I am bored with this freaking platform. I don't want to do it anymore. I'm tired of it. I'm bored. I'm bored. I'm bored. I'm freaking bored. Right? I demand to be interested. But that's my instinctive reaction. So how do I let that go? Right? How do I let that go? It's not the tool keeping me trapped. It's my instinctive reaction to that, using that tool. That's all. I yield.
Just let that sink in, folks. I'm also guided to the application. If you try to do something 100 times and the way we're doing it hasn't worked, it won't work the next time either. That is so true. And you know what also doesn't work is not even trying for the first 100 times. There are things such as these marketing emails that will always happen, even in non-for-profit work. There will always be a campaign. And the sooner I can get used to being a public fundraiser around the clock, the better for all of us, right? But you got to start that process to know that you've tried 100 times. A lot of us are saying that we want dreams to manifest in our lives. We've not done try number 1, let alone try number 100. And we can't get to try number 100 for it to actually manifest until we get to try number 97, 98, 99. When will we begin doing our work? And that's what I love about that last statement there. It may be time to take action and do something else. And that's what we're doing here. We're doing something completely different. We've seen in the previous years and decades of our lives things going a certain way, And now they are boldly going in a different way. And you just have to make that decision. You have to make that decision that you want to take a different action, that you want to relate to people differently, that you want to command a higher standard for yourself and the people that you're surrounding yourself with in your community. And that kind of bold action and decision to be made for yourself has a power in it. The moment you decide, I no longer want to live my life this way. I want to go in this direction for my highest good. What do we say here from that quote? Boldness has genius, power, and magic in it. Begin it now. Begin it now. Thank you so much for being a part of our organization by your participation in these streams. Thank you so much for the generosity of your heart. It delights me to know that I am not alone in my desire to encourage, equip, and empower all people to become the greatest iteration of their personal manifestation, their personal lived experience. If you're interested in getting to know the team better, donating to our causes, learning more about the Love Experience and Love in Action Academy, we would love to get to know you through the site. You can type lovedandlovable.org into Google, and it will lead you through to all the ways to support and to tap into our magic. Thanks once again to Tara Praolo Studio at tarapraolo.com for coming by and being our co-hostess with the mostest today and building the stream with us. For those of you who are interested in co-working with us today, or co-working with me, I don't know how that's going to go yet. Just check Halo as a membership, and also check the Telegram affinity groups. We will be throwing a flare somewhere where everyone can see. And stay in your power, stay in your joy. And we will see you all around the network. Be happy, healthy, and free of all suffering. Happy, healthy, free of all suffering. Happy, healthy, free of all suffering. And may a bigger love overtake your heart today. May goodness and mercy follow you every day of your life. May you see the good in your life and the good in the world, and dedicate yourself to doing more of it. As above, so below. Have a wonderful Monday.